Hey, what's up and hello. I'm not going to even do the introduction, you guys. Okay. So I was minding my business, getting ready to, take notes for Married to Medicine to do a review this week. And all of a sudden, something pops up on my YouTube page saying that Jaguar Wright actually recalls an incident about her being held at G point. Okay, y'all know what that G is, and how she was allegedly great. Okay, G, okay, great. All right. So I was like, oh, hell no, we need to talk about this because, first of all, I don't play when it comes to essay, whether it's a woman or a man. That is very triggering to a lot of people. And so, considering the fact that Jaguar Wright just said this, and this was on Storm Monroe's channel, she said this, and she said that pretty much that's what Sean Carter did to her. Now, she has never, I don't think, ever said what he has ever done to her. She's always mentioned what he has allegedly done to others. But now, apparently, allegedly, she is saying right now that this is what he did to her. I don't know when. I'm going to assume it was around the time that she was actually working with him. But this is some heavy ass allegations. And let me tell you something. Jaguar seems to have never been scared of wanting the smoke, so to speak. But at this point, I think she may get it this time because that's heavy. And I don't necessarily know what is going to happen if they're going to now finally come for her. Because remember, she went on Piers Morgan and said they were a nasty little couple, and they automatically went to Piers Morgan because Piers Morgan, of course, he has so much more to lose because he has his own channel and things like that. Apparently, they've never, ever come at Jag. They've never given her a cease and desist from what we know. They've never sued her. I'm going to let you guys listen to it. I don't know how Storm feels about me actually showing the actual footage. I know it's fair use, but sometimes people get iffy, especially when something like that drops on their channel. They may get a little iffy. So I'm going to actually play a little bit of it. If you hear me trying to talk over it at certain points, it's because it's not blanked out on some of the stuff that she said. So, of course, naturally, because of algorithm and stuff, I'm sure saying it one time doesn't necessarily hurt, but hell, you just never know when it comes to YouTube. But I'm going to play it and we're going to talk about this. So let me know if you guys can hear it in the chat. All right.
And people don't understand. People, when you see stuff like that, it's a trauma. You are victimizing women, and then know that Jag has seen all this through the industry like that. How the fuck she supposed to be? How is she supposed to act? What's she supposed to feel like?
He choked me.
Who?
Did he?
Who you to my baby?
Wait, you need me to drop you down?
See, what people don't understand is the tears that they saw. See, I know what that felt like. I know what it feels like to be strapped to a bed with a man put a gun in your head and tell you sing, or he's gonna blow your brains out while he's raping you. That's what Sean Carter done to me.
Wow.
His ass need to be in jail right now.
He next. Jay-Z.
No, we can go handle that real quick. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about right there. And you know what? What can it?
All right, let me pause it right there. Let me know if you guys heard that. But yes, you heard that correctly. And she actually mentioned him by name. Okay? She mentioned him by name. I don't think she has ever said this, you guys. Ever. And the reason why there was a pause, because they said, who did he? And she says, I remember the first time he her out. Did you hear that? She said, I remember the first time. So when you say, I remember the first time, you are trying to imply it's happened more than once, I'm assuming, because she said the first time. So this is, I don't even know what to say right now. Because one thing about it is that I don't play when it comes to victims. I do not play when it comes to victims. Now, I know some of you guys out there say that Jaguar, you guys feel like she lies. You feel like that she is always, a little exaggerated with what she's saying. But this time, she's actually putting herself in the mix, saying what happened to her. So, is that possibly why she is so adamant about making sure that these two, especially at this point, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, goes down because of her own personal experience, allegedly? Y'all heard it just now, what she actually just said. And so I'm going to continue to play it and explain. This is when she kind of explains why, and she explains why she never really said anything.
They say the damage is already done.
I'm gonna let you just tell the full story, Jag. You take your time.
And this getting the motherfucker up here talking about he's sorry. He apologized. He ain't say I apologize. He said I'm sorry. Sorry ass for sure. Because this is just one of the queens. And how many more? How many thousand more? How many more Jags are they? And then you want to step and say what's wrong, and you don't
what
even
the
know how
fuck
to
is the point in talking about it? Because don't nobody want to believe it, no way.
I believe that shit. There's no way you. What's the purpose of lying? Why you ain't sued? Why the nigga ain't sued you?
See, this the thing. That's why I didn't talk about what happened to me. Because I knew that they would say that I was making it up. So instead, I spoke up for other people with things that I knew to be true. Because that you can't say is self-generated.
I wondered it because I was wondering in my spirit because I'm an activist.
I'm no different. I'm a victim, no different than the rest of them, which is how I know they all victims. Because I'm one too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt that from the beginning, Jag. Yeah. We just ain't never been able to be on here to do it because I was like,
you don't know what it feels like to wake up in your hotel room and to know that your husband left and was paid to leave, and that nigga is sitting there waiting for you to wake up, watching you sleep. Or the car that comes and picks you up. And you better get in. Or the studio session that you booked. You show up for work and everybody's gone, but that nigga's there. Everybody got paid to leave. You got a session on the books. And the only thing you writing is tears.
I will say that.
Okay, so y'all heard that, right? I wanted to make sure at least you guys heard the audio of it, so you guys know exactly what the hell I heard, to make sure I heard that correctly. It, like, literally, I went on YouTube and saw that Storm posted it like not even 30 minutes before. Okay. And the lady that is on the screen, her name is Essie. As you can see, she even has her number on the screen. She's an advocate, so I guess she welcomes everyone to contact her. I believe she was the lady who was protecting Steve Harvey's ex-wife at one point, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say she's from the LA area also, but yeah, Jaguar just dropped, like, she just dropped something that, oh my gosh, like, this is about to hit the fan. I don't know what to think of this. And she said the reason why she did not come and tell her story because they said they wouldn't believe her. And I mean, if we can be honest, there are definitely a lot of people who say they don't believe the things that she's saying. Even though I personally feel like some of the things that she has told us is secondhand knowledge of what other people have said to her, and she's just bold enough to say it. But damn, to really say, like, this is what this man did to you. Let me see. Jag needs to go through the court system and stop coming to YouTube. It makes you wonder why she hasn't gone through the court system. But at the same time, go through the court system to do what? A civil suit. And if I'm not mistaken, unless it's pro bono, she would have had to pay money to get an attorney to do the civil suit. So probably, maybe at this point, the Buzzley guy, the attorney that we talked about yesterday, Tony, I believe is his first name, he may be contacting her or other attorneys at this point to verify what she's saying is true or not. And I'm not gonna sit up there and say what she's saying is not true. That's one thing about it. When it comes to victims of that is not my place. That is not my place, because at the end of the day, there's a reason why a lot of people do not come forward, because of people constantly, saying that they're lying, saying that, especially when it comes to a celebrity that they love, they will start getting attacked. So I'm not going to sit up there and say that she's lying. But what I do know is that my mouth dropped when I heard this. I literally was like, what in the hell is going on here? And why now? Why does she feel now, after years of talking about this? I wonder what made her finally say something. Is it because someone else was bold enough to actually file something against Jay-Z, and now, since there is something against him, she feels more where she can actually say something about it? Because she didn't mention anything about Diddy doing anything to her. She literally said in that audio, as you can hear, and you can go to Storm's page yourself and check it out, because he literally has a small clip of it. She says Sean Carter did that to her. She says it with no hesitation. I really am just, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I'm nervous for Jag right now. Like, I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know where this is gonna go. And you saw the clip. Hey, Louisiana, you saw the clip, right? And, God doesn't give us the spirit of fear. And clearly, Jaguar does not operate in fear. Clearly, she does not operate in fear. But the legal aspect of it, you know what I mean? The legal aspect of it, and then also the connection aspect of it. We're not going to act like Jay-Z is not a guy who definitely has, power and influence and money. And again, but Jaguar says that she operates on God's terms. So at the end of the day, if her faith is there, then baby, hold on to that faith. But this is something I was just like, damn. You've always wanted the smoke, but at this point, baby, I think you about to get it. I think you're about to get it. This can land her in court. I'm scared. Thank you. And hey, Louisiana 24. I don't know if you're a crew member. But yeah, hey, this I just this definitely is just like Jag. And I don't want to say, Jag, what are you doing? Because if this is her truth, this is her truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe at this point, because someone finally was bold enough to put something out there, she said this is the time. Because when you really think about it, there has been nothing publicly put out there where someone has been so bold to actually say Jay-Z did something in regards to SA. No one has ever come out about it. Now, of course, there have been rumors of women he's messed with that they were alleging was underage. We clearly know the names of those ladies, but no one has ever been bold enough to file something. So I'm thinking, oh, welcome, Louisiana. Welcome. I'm thinking that she felt like, well, damn, if someone's bold enough to finally do it, then let me put it out there. And maybe she thinks her putting it out there will give other alleged victims, they can be bold enough to speak their truth, because there are other YouTube channels that were popping up saying that allegedly it shows it's multiple. It's not just this one 13-year-old girl. Allegedly, they're saying that there's stuff out there that's saying there are multiple victims involved in this tied to Jay-Z. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. Now, she's been holding that in for decades. It seems like it, because she took a moment, and it's like that pause part that you guys heard is because she took a moment. They thought she had even froze, and I thought she froze too, because I was like, she's stuck. But she took a moment, and she kind of like, she took a moment like she was trying to process it. And then, of course, when you heard her talking about the husband leaving and stuff like that, you know what I mean? When she talked about the husband leaving her and stuff, she choked up. And she said that's where a lot of the tears and stuff came from. This is, yes, welcome, Louisiana. This is insane. It just really it threw me off. I had some chills with it, because unfortunately we do know that there are people out there, unfortunately, who do lie about SA. And it's sickening to me to lie about that, because then it makes it, for real victims, it makes it harder for them. But this could easily explain why Jaguar Wright is so adamant about coming for their asses, because she won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? She won't let it go. She keeps on. Okay, you're talking about, I think if I'm not mistaken, I've seen one of those before where they were saying that she was bipolar and, things like that. If I'm not mistaken, that Jaguar Wright is allegedly bipolar. Here's the thing about that, though. And they say allegedly she has mental issues. Now, here's the thing. And I don't know if Jaguar Wright has denied that she doesn't have any mental issues. But we also can't pretend that trauma does not sometimes lead to certain mental issues. You know what I mean? Like, trauma can cause severe anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia. It can cause a lot of that. So if she does apparently have it, who's to say that it was trauma that led to it? You know what I mean? But one thing that I also, and I talked about this yesterday, it just is interesting to me that the top of the top when it comes to this industry, they're never crazy. They're never, you know what I'm saying, people who are in the wrong, but anybody who accuses them or anyone, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't have the same wealth or popularity, they're always considered the insane ones or they have something wrong with them. And I'm not saying necessarily, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not saying specifically you, Miss T, but I even said that yesterday. But I feel like at a certain point, you have so many people who, if anything, we have not heard any SA accusations publicly when it comes to Jay-Z until now. But what we have heard is that there have definitely been multiple people from multiple backgrounds who have questioned Jay-Z's business tactics. They've questioned Jay-Z's loyalty. They've questioned how he moves, how his wife allegedly moves. They question like too many people. We talked about that yesterday, from DMX to Dame Dash to, you know what I'm saying, Cameron to, you know, there have been people, Choke No Joke has talked about issues with him. There's a lot of people. Hell, Tasha K. Tasha K, I think, was on live today. I think I saw like a small clip of it. And she was saying, while she doesn't believe the allegations, she said, this is what happened when you are not an honest person or you F people over. These are the type of things that happen. Like your karma comes back to you. So she clearly has heard things about how he allegedly moves too. So while, you know what I'm saying, an essay, especially with a minor, but an essay period is a serious allegation, it truly makes you wonder, like, is everyone wrong about this man? Is everyone wrong about him? Is everyone wrong about Diddy? Is everyone wrong about Jay-Z's wife? Like, is everyone wrong about them? Or is everyone who is saying stuff about them, is it simply just out of jealousy? Really makes you wonder. But at this point, I don't know what to say when it comes to Jaguar. I think she understands what can happen after this. I hope. I hope that she knows when she goes to sleep tonight and wakes up tomorrow morning that possibly shit is gonna hit the fan, if not tonight. If not tonight. Yeah. And you know what's interesting is they automatically assumed it was Diddy when she said that. She said when the first time he, you know what I'm saying, her out, which in other words, put his hands around her neck area. She said, I remember the first time. That caught me off guard. She said, I remember the first time. So you're trying to imply this has happened more than once? That's what it sounds like when you say the first time. It's happened more than once. It was what it sounds like you're saying, but again, I'm assuming, in my opinion, that's what you're saying when you say I remember the first time. Then when she goes into almost tears talking about her husband and how she's in a studio session and the tears are flowing, it almost to me sounds like she was saying that something even happened in that studio when she said she would be the only one in the studio and the tears are flowing. So this, is it already on CNN News, Louisiana? Are you saying it's already on there? Or are you saying it's going to be on there tomorrow? Yeah, it'll probably be all over the place. CNN, Fox, every YouTube channel. It's about to be everywhere. That's why I said Jaguar, right? Seems like she has always been ready for the smoke. I think she knows to a certain extent what this leads to. But at this point, they've always ignored her. And a lot of people say, well, they've ignored her because what can they get from her? You know what I mean? She doesn't have like millions of dollars allegedly and, assets or whatever the case may be that they can go, go after her with. But I would think at least they would have tried to put a cease and desist on her a long time ago. Even with the Piers Morgan situation, they just went straight to Piers Morgan, but I thought they would probably try to do a cease and desist on her, even at least at that point, because Piers Morgan is a broader audience than the places that she's constantly gone to. Even though Storm, of course, is, popping, and Real Life Productions is popping, and the places that she goes, like, they have numbers, but Piers Morgan, I think, has almost 4 million people on YouTube. You know what I mean? And he has a reach, across the damn globe. So, okay. And so now, even though she said, now, interesting enough, I will say this. She said it on Storm. She said it on Storm's channel. Why didn't she say it on Piers? Does that make y'all wonder? And not make you wonder saying that she's lying, but does that make you wonder? That was a bigger platform. Why didn't she say it on Piers? The only thing I can think of is that, again, maybe it's because now that somebody is finally bold enough to file a lawsuit against him, now she's willing to come out about her story. That's the only thing I can think of. Because Piers Morgan definitely was a bigger platform. When she went on Piers Morgan, that shit hit like wildfire the next day, to the point where I think Piers Morgan, that next day, his next show, he gave an apology to Jay-Z and Beyonce. So, yeah. But it does make me wonder, that's the biggest platform she has been on since she has started her campaign against the industry, especially against Diddy and Jay-Z. So it makes me wonder, that's the biggest platform she's been on. Why not say it then? So again, I'm always going to believe victims until proven otherwise. I'm always going to believe victims. Only thing I can think of is that the court case is there. Hi, Chanel's Reality. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. I literally was like, I need to go live. Married to Medicine is going to have to wait. My crew who want my Married to Medicine review, baby, you may get it towards the end of this week, or I may do a double review next week, because this stuff is hitting the fan so much. I may have to constantly sit up there and update y'all this week. Yes, it's deep to the point where I'm like, it's almost like, damn, like, do you talk about this? Do you not talk about this? This is deep. Yes, absolutely, Chanel. You have to. It's a serious, you have to. And unfortunately, there have been people who have effed it up for true victims, because they will lie to get money or whatever the case may be. But one would think, if she wanted money out of this situation, she would have done a civil suit. At this point, Jaguar has been talking so much about them that she has been on multiple platforms. By now, she could have easily, and probably has had, people come to her offering her free legal advice and free legal assistance. So I would think that she would have done it by now. I can't put it up, Chanel, because you gotta X out the S word. You know what I mean? Because I did the footage, it already had 2 words, and I'm hoping it doesn't mess up the algorithm. But if you can send that back without the like, actually do some asterisks on it. But regarding S crimes, I believe you are guilty until proven innocent. Right. And sadly, it is unfortunate for people who are innocent. You know what I mean? Because we're not going to pretend that there have been people who have been placed in prison who didn't do it. But because, as a woman, and I know plenty of victims, That's just for me. Especially, I can't just sit up there and just say, screw all of them. Now the reality is, like I said, I have said with the Diddy situation, I don't believe everyone who has come forward. I don't believe everyone has come forward. We are definitely in a sick society now where everybody wants a money grab. So you do have people who are blatantly lying. In my opinion, over 120 something, and not saying that's impossible, because this man has been apparently acting a damn fool for 30 years. But I feel like in every one of these big scandal cases that have gone out there, from Bill Cosby, so on and so forth, I don't think everyone is telling the truth. But the ones who have definitely given detail, and have shown, whatever proof that they have, like Cassie, when she came out with her stuff, I was like, I don't see how anyone can deny what the hell she's been through with all the details she had. And you still had crazy ass folks out there who was denying it. And she has so much detail. But again, that whole celebrity shit got people clouded. Hell, you got people who literally go gun-ho for freaking reality stars. They lose their minds over reality stars when you sit up there and say something that's not favorable to their favorite reality stars. Diddy, Jay-Z's, and the Beyoncés of the world, people truly act like they're perfect, and they can't do any of this foul shit. Yes, justice for all of them. Even going back to, oh my gosh, y'all, asterisk on words that are like the M word, the S word, those type of things, asterisk that. But even going back to the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie, yeah, of course. And what makes it even more suspicious is that we still don't know who did it. Now, they can find people within a drop of a dime for other situations, like that United Healthcare guy. They was able to find him. Now, I understand now we have cameras all over the place at this point. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I personally feel like if they really wanted it to be solved, it would have. Let me see. No, it's okay. Just make sure you guys, now I got to read it before I post it up there. Jay, where you been, Jay? You should have been here yesterday and tonight, my brother. I thought for sure you was going to pop up yesterday, because I talked about this yesterday too. Hope all is well from Canada. Sloan Bella said Jay-Z and Beyonce empire will begin crumbling in November, and that's when a lawsuit was filed against Jay. Okay. Thank you, Chanel, because I talked about this yesterday. I did a Jay-Z video yesterday, and I couldn't remember. I know she had talked about them, but I didn't know necessarily when she said it will start to fall. So she said this year, apparently, it was going to start falling. But like I told you guys yesterday, I don't feel that what was the accusations that came out, the accusations that just came out recently with the 13-year-old, I just feel like Jay-Z, some way, somehow, is going to get swept under the rug. Like I said, I don't think he's done. I don't think this is the nail in the coffin for him. I don't know what it is in me, but I don't feel like that's the case. And that's when someone said the Sloan Bella situation, but I feel like this plants a seed for what's possibly to come. But do I feel the 13-year-old situation is the end all be all to Jay-Z and Beyonce's empire? I feel like that's not going to be the case. But now Jaguar done came out with this, and I don't know. It's all good, Louisiana. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, what's up? Sometimes YouTube hating with the notifications. Yeah, I heard sometimes you guys don't get my notifications. What you think about this, Jay? What do you think about the allegation with the 13-year-old back in 2000? And another thing too, I saw a small part of Tasha K's, she did a live today, and she went back saying that she doesn't feel it's true, because she said both Diddy and J-Lo and Jay-Z were at clubs that night. and she claimed that the attorney in the first suit gave specific times like 9:30 or 10:30 p.m. and she was saying, in her opinion, that he may have taken it out in the second filing because clearly it takes forever for them to film music award shows and award shows, and then there's actually proof out there that they were at those clubs after the VMAs. But here's my thing in that situation, and I even said it real quick, but of course she be having thousands of people in her chat, but I even said it. A lot of times those celebrities, they're just doing a walkthrough, or they may for a short amount of time be in VIP, because a lot of times they're either getting paid to do the walkthrough, you know, the promoter or whatever the case may be needs them to be there, pays for them to be there so they can have people, you know, come to the club or whatever the case may be, which is why when they're walking into the club, there are like people there, paparazzi there to take pictures. A lot of those celebrities don't stay at the club all night. And back then in 2000, it wasn't like we had camera phones. We just had regular basic cell phones. So even to see an actual picture of them going into the club or leaving the club doesn't mean that they stayed there all night. A lot of those celebrities will go to a club and actually do the promo for the club and then leave and go to their own party. They will. So to me, that wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure maybe she had more receipts or whatever the case may be, but that wasn't enough for me to say nothing popped off that night. Because just because you see paparazzi taking pictures of them going in the club or leaving the club doesn't mean that they stayed there all night. Even still to this day, most celebrities, even if, you know what I'm saying, it's their party they're hosting, they're not there all night. So going into clubs that they don't own, it could have been an in and out for promotion purposes and left. So I can't necessarily say that proves that there wasn't a situation where they had an after party after the after party, because that's what they talk about. There's a white party, a Diddy party, and then there's a party within a party. Who's to say that after they did their club appearances, possibly that there was still something that went down? Can't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I fully agree. This is the start. I don't put anything past these celebrities. I said that yesterday. Me either. Even if it's not true, I don't think he's innocent. And that's the thing. I think people want the takedown of them because they just feel like they're not innocent. Because mind you, when all of this stuff came out about Diddy, this industry went silent as hell. And Diddy and Jay-Z have always had a bond. Every Rock Nation brunch, so on and so forth, they've always had a bond. So for you to not say anything about him, but then when this comes out about you, you like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, a lot of people feel like they're not innocent. And because of that alone, even if he is innocent of this, they like you did something. You know what I mean? I believe people want Jay-Z has a target on his back because people want him found out. It's possible. It's possible. And I'm a firm believer in karma. I'm a firm believer you reap what you sow. Hey Yuli. Okay, so did you saw what the title was? You saw what the title was, and I did do I did the actual audio portion of what she said on Storm Monroe, but Storm has it on his page, so if you want to see the visual parts of it, by all means. But I didn't want him trying to say you done took my footage or whatever the case may be. I ain't got time for all of that, but I did want to show that part of it, or at least so you guys can hear it and you hear the pain in her voice. You know, I wonder this situation have happened with Tupac and Biggie being in this position. Well, remember Tupac got accused of that. I don't know, Yuli, how old you are, but remember Tupac got accused of that. He got accused of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like those things have been happening since the beginning of time. Okay, Chanel, Again, SA, you cannot put those words out there. I appreciate you, but you can't do that. So I can't even post it. And they will flag chats too. So you got to put SA and things like that. Like you got to put asterisks on that. You got to. So then that way it's okay, but you got to put that because they will flag it, especially because certain words are already there. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case, but let me see. The essay accusations by Jaguar Wright is the reason she hates him. She always states Jay-Z. She did say that. She said he's smarter and he's more patient. She has always said Jay-Z is worse. And she even said on Piers Morgan, and he had to take it down. She said that Jay-Z and Beyonce is a nasty couple. She is the one that also, if I'm not mistaken, on one of those channels has been trying, I think it was Real Life Productions. She has tied, I wanted to still read it though. I did want to still read it because I want what you're saying is valid. It's just that you just gotta do an asterisk or something or do SA or something like that. But I believe on one of those channels, she's the one who's been talking about the girl, remember, that allegedly was having an affair with Jay-Z, Kathy White. You know what I mean? Like, and she's been alleging that they was allegedly a part of that. She's been saying a lot of stuff. And see, and that's another thing too. She has allegedly put out there that they were involved somehow with Kathy White, allegedly. She's even allegedly stated things about Aaliyah. And they have not come at her yet. These are the type of bold statements that Jaguar has been saying, and they haven't said anything. Now she's saying, yeah, this is what Sean Carter did to me. This is what he did to me. You know, she's ready for it. So is he officially doing a part 2? Is it officially coming out though? Is it official? Do we have official notification that he's doing a part 2 on Club Shay Shay? I hope so. I really do. And maybe it would be either the end of the year or the beginning of 2025. I also want him to answer to those GQ pictures. I'm still not understanding them GQ pictures, y'all. And I don't know, Jay, if you've seen his GQ cover and the pictures he had in the GQ. I don't know if you saw that video that I did of that, but that don't even look like Kat's personality to wear that stuff. It just seems off to me. Kathy, she wants people to look into Kathy's, and I can't use that word too, the D word, because she said allegedly. Like Jaguar said, why didn't he sue her? And she, right, why hasn't he sued her? Right. Because she's been bringing out them allegations for a minute. Shannon Sharp said, I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe start of 2025. But he did confirm it's going to happen, or is he trying to put it out there so Kat can come back? I'm sure he does want Kat to come back. That man made a lot of money off of that, and his channel blew the hell up. I am sure he does. Now, I would like to see, though, and I ain't hating on Club Shay Shay, I would like to see Kat go to another channel, maybe a channel that's not as popping. I would like to see him go and kind of do the same thing. And I would like to see him get interviewed by a female. Because one thing about it, he's gone on Joe Rogan, he's gone on Club Shay Shay. Sit down with a female Kat, and and I don't know, maybe he don't want to do that because he feel like the way he be cutting up with his mouth, maybe he feel like it's kind of inappropriate to say that in front of a female. No, the hell he don't. What the hell am I talking about? He's a comedian. He's a comedian, and the way that he went off on that girl on that damn radio show, God bless her soul, because I know she passed just recently. Trust him, I don't think he cared that it'd be a female. But he did say he likes to be in a company of females more than males. So let a female interview you, Kat. He ain't getting no residuals. He is not getting no residuals. He just truly just blessed Club Shay Shay and kept it pushing. But I heard Kat is like that. Cat is that type of man that he will bless you, and he does not need the recognition. People will recognize him for what he does, and it looks like it makes him feel uncomfortable when people do it, but people recognize him when he does things. But he's the type to just kind of bless you and keep it pushing. Now that'll be dope. Now apparently, let Jaguar say Cat Williams is the reason why she is the way that she is now, and is authentically herself, because Cat Williams is the one that told her to be that way. She adores Cat Williams. She loves that man. She loves and respects that man. Man, 50 Cent trolling ass. I saw what he said. Now, one thing that he apparently did something about the Mufasa premiere that they had yesterday. He said something about that, but then he deleted it. But then he did a post, if I'm not mistaken, about the NFL. I think he did a post about the NFL. Yeah, and a lot of people have been mentioning, like, is this scandal, these accusations, is it going to stop his NFL deal? Because let's be clear, people have lost so many deals for much less. Let's be honest here. People have truly lost a lot of deals for much less. And this is a serious accusation. So if the NFL doesn't do anything or even put a statement out about doing an investigation or so on and so forth, it will really make my antennas go up. Because it only takes one accusation, even if it's not true, for the dominoes to fall for a lot of people. So if it doesn't happen to Jay-Z, it'll make me wonder. It'll make me wonder for sure. Cat Williams is a blesser. Amen to that. Amen to that, which is why he's been able to continue on in this industry without being a gatekeeper puppet. He's been able to still do his thing, go around the gatekeepers, and still make millions on top of millions. He has 8-figure deals with Netflix, and then he does his tours. He said he doesn't even do promotion. He has sold out tours in all of the arenas across the country. So he make millions doing a tour, plus millions with his deal with Netflix. That's like, seriously, that's amazing. Do you think he's going to lose his position with the NFL? I don't know, but what I will say is this. Have we not seen people, especially Black people, get cut from deals for much less than this? This accusation is about a minor. And even when people don't do it and they're innocent, they are getting cut just because of the affiliation. They don't want to be attached to that. So I don't know. But I feel like at this point, you would think the NFL will want to just say something. We're doing an investigation or something. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't he just renew his contract with the NFL? Did I see something like that? Let me look it up. I feel like he just renewed his contract with the NFL, and then all of a sudden this hit. Now it does say fans have called out Jay-Z to be fired from the Super Bowl halftime show. And of course, 50 Cent leads that situation. And apparently Beyonce is supposed to be doing some type of Christmas NFL show, and they saying that may put that in jeopardy, as well as her tour. I guess she's supposed to be doing another tour. She going on another damn tour. When did she do that Renaissance tour? Wasn't that just this year? In the beginning of this year? Man, she won't sit down. Yeah, but I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw something about how it's renewed. You know what I mean? Like I literally just saw something about that. So yeah, I mean, again, if people blink the wrong way, they lose deals and endorsements. Why wouldn't this happen? It'll make you wonder if nothing is said. The NFL can't have a bad press right now, so I can see later on getting rid of him if it gets worse. If it gets worse, how worse can it get when they talking about a 13-year-old? Talking about a 13-year-old. So I don't see, there's no way Kendrick can perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. He has no choice. That is the actual, I think that's the reason why he got the halftime Super Bowl. Like, he has to sing that song or rap that song. I honestly think he will fight it, and just him fighting it might save some of his affiliations, but he will need to retire to save his reputation. Retire from what, though? When you really, he's not rapping anymore. So retire from what? All he's doing is business deals at this point and using his name. Jay-Z hasn't been on tour or anything like that. When was the last time Jay-Z even dropped an album? So as far as I see it, he's retired. He just uses his name to get deals. So are you saying retire from that? I think Beyonce is coming to Houston, Texas, where I live, to the game and is performing at the Super Bowl. I thought Kendrick was performing. Kendrick better not bring out Beyonce during that performance. The girl has done like 3 Super Bowls at this point, if I'm not mistaken. She's done a national anthem. She's done like 2 or 3 halftime shows. I will hope that Kendrick is just simply going to do the show all by himself. I guess so. Maybe she's trying to outdo Taylor. I don't know, but it's just too much. It's too much. And allegedly they're saying there is now another lawsuit from a young man at this time. Yeah, I said that earlier. Apparently there's more allegations out there. And apparently it's more allegations allegedly from girls and guys. I don't know, child. They trying to sweep this under the rug, but when more allegations come out, people gonna be hush hush. So you think more allegations are gonna come out? Do you think that's going to happen? According to academics, there's 4 or 5 more people allegedly. There's several channels that came up on my feed that said that. Several channels that came up on my feed that said that. Now, again, some of these channels I'm not familiar with, so I don't know if they're constantly dropping accurate tea, but I saw a couple of them because they came up in my algorithm because I talked about Jay-Z yesterday. So, yeah, I've heard that. And I think it just took one person for other people to come out, which is probably why Jaguar Wright said what she said. Oh, at a Texan game. Oh, okay. She's going to randomly perform at a Texan game? You think so? You think so? That'll be interesting. Is it going to be televised? Because to me, Beyonce don't do anything unless it's going to multiply her revenue stream, unless it's going to be one of the biggest games out there, I don't know why she would perform at that. But let me see. I believe everything that Jay-Z thought was swept under the rug. He's going to have to take a peek under there pretty soon. And it's all very scary, in my opinion, because of his association with P. Diddy. Yeah, his association with P. Diddy. But also, we're not going to forget his association with R. Kelly. That was the initial association and Diddy. But remember, he did like 2 tours with R. Kelly and 1 or 2 albums with R. Kelly. So same with Puff. When that video dropped, it was over, right? Yeah, she's performing at a live game show. Okay, there it is. Because I'm like, it had to be a bigger audience. It had to be a bigger audience. Because she's not going to do anything on no local level. So it had to be a bigger audience. And I'm assuming that's why she's doing a Texan game, because I'm assuming she's going to perform. Well, that was the name of her last album, right? Cowboy Carter Part 2, or was that Part 2 or Part 1? Child, I don't know. Y'all know I'm not a Beyonce fan, so I just know the last tour was that Renaissance tour, but I believe she did the cowboy thing because that was the announcement at the Super Bowl, I believe, this year, that she was coming out with that album. Dame Dash also told Jay to stay away from R. Kelly. Here's the thing about Dame. I feel Dame is saying a lot of stuff now, and this is my opinion. I feel like Dame is saying a lot of stuff now, in particular with him, because he got screwed over by Jay. Like, I think if he was still on top and he was able to execute what he needed to execute as far as the businesses and stuff is concerned, and Jay went one way and he went the other way, I don't think, in my opinion, he will be saying half of the stuff that he's saying. But because it was the ultimate chess move, in my opinion, that Dame got screwed over and now he's in a position that he's in, I think now he's trying to play the moral code. I'm not saying that he has gotten down like that, like R. Kelly did, in the way that they saying allegedly now Jay-Z has. But, I feel like he, in my opinion, he was okay with it when he was around it. When he was making that money and he was doing all of that business, he was hush hush until him getting screwed over. Now he's no longer hush hush. That's my opinion. Yes, and Clyde, because he didn't have business deals with him too. Child began to laugh, Dame Dash. Yeah, I'm sure he may be laughing now. Jay-Z seems to have association with a whole lot of, I don't even know if the P word can be like that. But did he have affiliations with Epstein? I don't know if he had affiliation with Epstein. Did he have affiliation with Weinstein? I think they still trying to check the Epstein. Oh, and that's another thing too. I may have to delete this one too because of the P word, Chanel. I'm so sorry. The lawsuit filed with Jay-Z is, in my opinion, the reason he and his wife sat silently throughout everything that's been going on with Diddy. Maybe he thought he could suppress it. Yeah, apparently he knew this was coming down the pipeline because that attorney had told him. They was already behind the scenes, and that attorney told him. But do y'all know who Professor Griff is? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all know who Professor Griff is. Professor Griff, I used to watch him a lot, like years back. Professor Griff is actually, he was from the group Public Enemy. I hope some of y'all know who Public Enemy is. I know some of you guys are probably too young for Public Enemy, but I grew up on Public Enemy. Professor Griff, at one point he was on YouTube Tough talking about the stuff going on in Hollywood and talking about the industry. He's the one that I remember. He said a long time ago that Beyonce was a witch. He said that a long time ago before anybody else started talking about the stuff that she's involved in or whatever the case may be. He said a long time ago she was a witch, and I'm talking about a witch with a W. He said that a long time ago. He just recently came out, and I hadn't seen him on YouTube in years. He used to be on YouTube all the time talking about the symbolisms and stuff that they're showing in these videos and these pictures. He was to me, in my opinion, the originator of exposing all of this stuff that everybody talks about now. Professor Griff was. He was the one talking about the symbolisms. He would show different like pictures of Beyonce and Jay-Z and like the different things, the symbolism that they would have in their clothes or the things that they would have in their clothes. He talked about that. Well, why? Like when this came out about Jay-Z, all of a sudden Professor Griff came back on YouTube. He did like an hour-long YouTube video going in. Y'all look up Professor Griff, but literally he was going in. But yeah, Professor Griff, like I want to say even 15 years ago, 20 years ago, he was telling people a long time ago about the symbolisms and the things that they're doing and the things that they're pushing on people and the agenda and pushing it on kids. But yeah, he said that a long time ago. A lot of people were assuming that probably since right now is Jay that they really want. A lot of people are assuming that. Yes, fight the power. Yes. Child, didn't Beyonce get convicted of being, well, the girl put a restraining order against her. But interesting enough, Professor Griff said that almost 15 years before that girl did that. You know what I'm saying? So he's been saying this stuff. Not a witch. Yeah. Yeah, Chanel, if you put in her name and witch, you're going to see a lot of videos pop up. But I say all of that to say that Professor Griff was talking about that years ago. Years ago. He was talking about that. He was talking about that like way beforehand, and he was talking about the symbolisms and stuff. In fact, I remember when he did an interview and he said a long time ago, I remember this. He said a long time ago that Cat Williams talked too much. He said Cat Williams is too honest. Even in his jokes, he be too honest about things that be going on in Hollywood parties and stuff like that. And he said a long time ago, he said they gonna get him because he talk too much. He be too honest about what's going on. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, within a couple years after that, Cat Williams, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just all hell broke loose and all of these so-called rumors about what Cat Williams is doing and stuff. So yeah, he was always that guy that he kind of was warning people years ago. Years ago. She didn't get convicted? If Beyonce would have got convicted of something, Yuli, it would have been put out there. You're talking about the drummer. The drummer put a restraining order on her, saying that Beyonce was practicing severe witchcraft on her. But I don't think she got convicted of that. I'm sorry, but the same energy they gave Drake, I don't see that for Jay-Z. Well, you know, Jay, I know you from Canada, so you team Drake. People were also speculating that Drake or Lil Wayne possibly allegedly put some stuff out there getting back at freaking Jay-Z. Oh, she did. Now y'all just saw, I know y'all saw the Storm Monroe video. Y'all saw that video and y'all just heard the audio. Now she's saying it's misinformation. Which is she on live? Hi, Shelly. Oh, is she on live on YouTube or is she on live on Instagram? She at this point she need to take it back because that was a drop. That was a drop. Didn't that one security guy, Uncle something, yeah, the bodyguard that was claiming the stuff that was going on. Apparently they did say that he passed. That is true. They did say that he passed. She's on YouTube right now. Let me see. Child, I don't even know if we could technically watch it because the way she be dropping F-bombs and stuff like that, I'm nervous. Is it on her channel? Half of the time her channels okay. So the Jaguar Right Effect is her channel. I'm gonna have to see. I'm afraid to. I could put it up here, but Jaguar, like I thought I had a freaking. I have an issue with cursing. She be going off. But I'm gonna have to check that out. So now she's saying now. Did y'all not see the Storm Monroe video? Did y'all not hear what I just put out there? So now she's saying that's not accurate. Now, is she trying to say Sean Carter did that to her, meaning that he allowed it to happen to her? Is that what she's saying now? Interesting. But I think it's in her best interest to cover it up. I want to know what Kelly Rowland knows. Child, I don't know. YouTube, wasn't she a dominatrix? I'm confused. She did say she was a dominatrix on Piers Morgan, but now she's trying to take back what she said. Because what she said, and y'all can do the replay game. What she said, or go to Storm Monroe page, unless Storm done deleted it because you know what I'm saying, she told him to delete it. Yeah. Nope, he still has it up. He still has it up. So let me Jaguar. Oh, so now she's saying another dude did it, huh? Jaguar. Well, look, at the end of the day, I guess I can't be mad with her trying to protect herself, but y'all heard that. Y'all heard it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a matter of fact, let me do this. Because, yeah, let me share my screen. Let me see. All right, let me share it. All right, so as you can see, here it is right here. 5K views. Okay, y'all see that? No sound though, but you see it. Jaguar Wright exposes Jay-Z. Shocking G Point Hotel incident revisited. So y'all can go to his page and see exactly what the audio I played. Y'all listen to that audio and see what you thought she was implying. Cause yeah, she made it seem like that's what she said. That's what Sean Carter did to her. So I guess now, if she's saying that, then what she's trying to allege is she allowed, I guess, is she trying to say she allowed Sean Carter to let it happen and didn't help her or turn the blind eye to it? Ooh, Jaguar. I hope that helps you clean it up. I hope that helps you clean it up because, ma'am, I think she realized afterwards where this could go, where this could really go, and I don't know if that's gonna be able to stop her. I wouldn't be shocked if Storm probably, you know what I'm saying, gets something, and I hope not, because they constantly be messing with Storm. But I guess that's the price you pay when when you go. He gets a lot of exclusive stuff. And so when you get a lot of exclusives, I think a lot of times that's when they really start to mess with people. But yeah. 50 Cent going at Jay posted a meme of Jay in handcuffs with Diddy in prison. You know what? He is such a troll. He is such a troll. I have a love-hate relationship with 50 Cent. No, I feel like I hate 50 Cent, but I really respect Curtis Jackson. Curtis Jackson is definitely a great businessman. You've never heard people say that he screwed people over. Great businessman. But that 50 Cent, whew, I would rather talk to Curtis Jackson any day over 50 Cent. I don't ever want to see the 50 Cent side. That man he is a troll for sure. But yeah, you guys, so I guess now we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see now how Jaguar is going to clean this up. Well, she's on live now cleaning it up. I would be curious to see if Storm removes that. Hell, while I was looking this up, I feel like Star Report. Did I just see that also? Star Report. Let me see. See? Look, he on here. He talking about it. See? He talking about it. Everybody and their mama about to talk about it. So, yeah. Like, she definitely opened up a can of worms on this. People are talking about it. He got almost 5,000 people in his room listening to what's going on. So it's about to be put out there. Even if she retracts it at this point, it's going to be put out there, especially those channels that love the clickbait like no other. They definitely gonna put it out there. If they not putting it out there tonight, definitely in the morning. All of this crazy as the underground, because how all these men falling, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just their time. Because like people are saying, at the end of the day, they may not be like Jay-Z may not be guilty of this, but their thought process is he's guilty of a lot of other things. So that's what it is for them. That's what it is for them. So we're gonna have to see how this all unfolds. But I just wanted to let y'all know and want to know what you guys thought about this, because that was freaking insane. Like, I ain't even had my damn dinner yet. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go live to talk about this because I can't believe what the hell I just heard. Do you believe her? And there are gonna be probably some people in my comments saying they don't believe her. I'm not about to sit up there and say she lying. You know what I mean? And that includes with her retracting and saying that it wasn't Sean Carter who actually did it. Allegedly, she's saying it wasn't him allegedly who did it. It was another guy, I guess, who did it. or whatever the case may be. But even with that, I'm not going to say that she's lying. I'm not going to say that she's lying. I can't do that because, I don't, can't do it. But I want to know what your opinions are. Kendrick better keep the same. He's not. Why would he keep the same energy when none of them have come for Kendrick? Kendrick did what he did because Drake came for him. We ain't gonna pretend like Drake is innocent, sir. I don't care if you a Canadian one or not. We not gonna pretend like Drake came for Kendrick. Kendrick came back and won. That's just what it is. I find it very interesting that Jay-Z dropped his response to being sued by a victim, but never says I didn't do it or I have a team investigating this. What does he tell his wife and his children? Well, I think in his response, he did imply he didn't do it. But what I will say is even attorneys who have talked about this found it interesting that he didn't allow the lawyer to issue the statement. He made it seem like he wrote that statement. So attorneys who were talking about this was like, that's interesting that he wrote it and he didn't just allow the attorney to handle it. They felt like that statement that he put out there was a little all over the place. And also there was a couple of people who were saying that I don't know, they just said it was all over the place. Definitely there was some grammar, some spelling issues or whatever. But yeah, but I do feel like he implied it, but he also went really hard on that attorney more so than really, talking about, like he talked about the allegations, but he really went ham on that attorney. He really did. This is all crazy and may God provide clarity so we all can see the truth. That's the main thing. God will reveal it. And like Cat Williams said, it's God's side or the other side. I'm just saying, call everyone out. No one just person salute to Kendrick. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think Kendrick would just randomly call people out unless they come for him. I don't think he would do that. And I think the only reason why he mentioned, because if he had been hearing about Drake and those allegations he put on They Not Like Us, he clearly had heard about it, but he said, okay, if you want the smoke, then I'm going to hit you with the smoke. But a lot of people don't talk about these type of things. You're not going to hear people in the industry talk about this when it comes to Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. Now, maybe one day if that empire actually crumbles and there's no way of it being rebuilt, you may have a lot of people who will come out then. But even right now with Diddy in prison and he's possibly losing money left and right with all of these lawyers and things like that, and that man is in prison, you still have people not talking. That should tell you probably a lot about how fearful people are. Either fearful or they don't want the smoke. They don't want their careers to be destroyed, all of that. So, but yeah, but I if Drake would have never came at Kendrick would have never mentioned that, in my opinion. Oh, I have never been a freaking like hardcore J. Cole fan. Let's be clear, I'm not really hardcore for any of these celebrities. I may admire some of their work, but J. Cole, like the only song I remember of J. Cole is Don't Save Her, She Don't Want to Be Saved. That's J. Cole, right? That's J. Cole, right? Don't Save Us, She Don't Want to Be Saved. But I didn't know he left Jay-Z's label. I did not know that. But I did hear that his stuff is pretty thought-provoking. I'll just say that. It's extremely simple to say every word of this lawsuit as it pertains to me is a lie from the pits of hell. All I need is a straight denial at this point. I might wait to see, but he didn't say it. Okay, so do y'all feel that his statement that he gave wasn't a straight denial? That's an interesting conversation that we can continue below too. Do you feel like what he said wasn't a straight denial? That because I did hear a couple of attorneys who have been talking about this from a legal perspective. They didn't think it was a good move for him to put that out there. They didn't. It was all over the place for them. That's the way some of them said, and they said the attorney should have handled it. The attorney has handled it any other time. He's had attorneys handle it every other time, And then this time you decide to have someone write up that statement, because I don't believe he wrote it. You had someone write up that statement as if it's you speaking and you wrote it. So, okay, you love his music. I think Jay-Z was just holding J. Cole back a little bit. That's why he left. Did he become even better off leaving? Well, you know what? It probably was the case. Him being independent, he could probably make more money being independent than probably with him having to pay the record label and things like that, with him being on Jay-Z's label. So maybe that was the case for him. He felt like he was better off independent. So that could be true. Has he still been dropping albums since he left Jay-Z's label? Because if that's the case, he could probably just have his loyal fan base buy his stuff independently, and he could still make the same money, if not more. You know what I mean? Especially with these 360 deals and all of this other stuff that's out there. So yeah, you guys, oh my gosh, I've been on here for longer than an hour. I thought I was going to be on here for 30 minutes. And I've just been talking away. And we got 17 people in the live chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button. But yeah, let's continue this conversation. I would love to know your thoughts on this. I would love to know your opinions on this. Yeah. But apparently, so I'm gonna leave with this. Allegedly, Jaguar is now saying that it was misinformation. I guess she's saying she misspoke. She did not say that Sean Carter actually did it. She said, I guess she's saying that Sean Carter did that to her, meaning maybe he allowed a man to do that to her and turned a blind eye. I guess that's what she's saying. I will have to look at her live and see what she said about that. But of course, you guys just heard the audio, and you can go to Storm's channel right now and hear it for yourself before maybe it disappears. But yeah, with that being said, let me see what you guys say before I close this out. I feel that a man in his position, he could have gone legal and it would have been better. And now it seems like his input did not address the issue, only the thought, you said, of being blackmailed. Okay. I stopped taking Jay-Z seriously when his attorneys selected TMZ as a platform to talk about Jaguar Wright and what happened with Piers Morgan interview on his own sister's show. Well, you know what's interesting? I used to think that way too, but like TMZ at this point is like the CNN of Hollywood. They are like the CNN in Hollywood. Like, I would say when they come with actual information. They have a huge following. So I can see how attorneys and stuff can go on there, because when you really think about it, they are truly like the news for the industry. So yeah, but I know that a lot of people, I guess, still don't respect TMZ, but they are kind of, you know what I'm saying, the place you would go for industry related stuff, and a lot of people still go to TMZ. Jaguar Wright also never got sued, so that should tell you something right there. We talked about that. She's never been sued, apparently, allegedly, and she's never even had a cease and desist, from my understanding. But the question would be, now, is she about to get one? Oh, you're right, Tim. But TMZ can be bought. The Kardashians get all kinds of great press from them, in my opinion. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, I'm from La La Land, so I put nothing past La La Land, the industry, people out here and stuff like that. So I can't say that that's actual fact. That's allegedly, but at the end of the day, that's what publicists and stuff are for, is to make sure that they put stuff out there for their clientele to look like the best of the best in every situation. But with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation. I will, while I eat my dinner, I guess I'll listen to Jaguar Wright's live and see what she has to say. But y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. And y'all can see it for yourselves. What she said. But again, she's saying she misspoke, I guess, and it's misinformation. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about what Jaguar said? What do you think now is going to happen with this coming out on top of what had already else was out about Jay-Z? Do you think it's going to change anything? Do you feel like his empire is about to crumble, or just do you think it's a seed like I think it's just a seed for something that will take a while to finally get to? Like, I just don't think this is the end all be all for them. I don't. And I'm talking about the Carters. I'm not talking about Diddy. I'm talking about the Carters. I don't feel like this is the end all be all. I feel like this is just a seed planted for something that may come much later. But yes, definitely. And hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I don't know if you're new. I know Louisiana says she's new, Chanel. I don't know if you're new or you were already subscribed, but definitely hit the like, share, and subscribe button. But I appreciate you guys for coming. Definitely appreciate the dialogue. Let's continue to talk about it in the comments section and let me know what you guys think. As long as you're respectful, by all means, I would love to hear your opinion and your input about this. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.